Welcome. I'm here with attorney Jim Makowski. He's an attorney in our network out of Michigan. And today we're going to be talking about 911 calls. Now, a lot of people believe that it's very simple. Pick up the phone, something's happened, dial 911, tell them what happened, give as much detail as possible. The police show up, they're going to give you a pat on the back, tell you great job, and everything's going to be fine. That's not the right way to do it. Jim, let me ask you a question. You've probably heard, much like me, thousands of 911 calls.
I have.
How successful is someone during a 911 call if they stay on the phone for a long period of time?
Your success goes down and down the longer you're on the phone with the 911 operator. The 911 operator is trained to try to keep you on the phone and to try to get more information out of you, try to get you to talk, try to figure out what's going on. All of that can be used against you. All of that will be admitted into court.
But Jim, here's the thing. When you dial 911, and this is a $1 million question, a lot of people don't know this. And I'm sure someone who's watching today is going to say, I didn't know that. When does 911 start to record?
911 starts to record as soon as you press the last one in 911. Most people don't know that. You can wait 5, 10, 20 seconds before an operator picks up, but everything is being recorded as soon as you press that last one.
You know, the interesting thing, I had a case, a guy kind of did that. He dialed 911. He was, drinking and driving, had someone else in the car. The phone was ringing, and he goes, hey, Jim, tell him you were driving, and that was recorded on 911, and that is actually what,
That sank him.
it like Battleship, went down quickly. So you shouldn't be on the phone long with 911. What are the basics? What should you say that can get the police to you quickly, but without giving up a lot of information that can be used against you later on in court?
What I recommend to my clients is they tell the 911 operator that there's been a self-defense shooting, then hang up. That's it. The police are still going to come in hot. They're still going to draw their weapons. You're still going to be having a gun pointed at you by police when you get there. Make sure that you set your gun on the ground. You have your hands up, preferably while they're still pulling up, assuming the scene is secure. But make sure the police realize that you are not a threat. Too many people have been shot by excited police when they're responding to a call of a shooting. Don't be that person.
It's interesting you mentioned that. I was at a seminar over the weekend, and they had a 911 operator there. And the interesting thing that they said was, no, don't get off the phone. And my question to them was, why not? Well, the police are going to come with guns blazing, and kind of like you said, they're going to come with guns blazing anyway. They don't know what's going on. They don't know if this is a setup, an ambush, or it is everything you said it's going to be. But here's the key to this, as Jim mentioned. When the police arrive, have the gun in a secure place. What I've told people before is they're there, put the gun under your foot. Keep your hands up. That way it's not in your hand. And that dramatically cuts down on your ability to be involved in the shooting that the police are shooting at you, thinking that, you're the bad guy at this point. But let me ask, Jim, there's a lot of different theories out there. Some people want you to give a description of yourself. Some people want you to describe the firearm that you're using. What are your thoughts about that?
You can't undo that phone call. You can't unrecord that statement to the 911 operator. Don't make a statement. You don't have to undo anything later. You can't undo anything. So don't make a statement. The more information you give that 911 operator, the more information the police potentially have to use against you. If, for example, you give a description of the gun, of the perpetrator, of what you're wearing, what is that showing? That's showing that you are very clear-headed, that you are very cold, methodical.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that.
And it's showing that perhaps you could have had an alternative than to pull your firearm.
Because generally in a self-defense shooting or any kind of shooting, your adrenaline is really going. It's pumping. You're not expecting to use self-defense or lethal force. And as this happens, the interesting thing about it is you can't really remember, even though it happened right then. Most police officers, when they're involved in situations like this, they get what, 3 sleep cycles before they have to make a statement.
Correct. Police aren't. If a police officer is involved in a shooting, they don't make a statement right away. They are given an opportunity at least one day, sometimes as much as 3 days, before they are interviewed by internal affairs, before they are required to make a statement. Why? To let the adrenaline go down, to give them an opportunity to think about their actions and consider everything in light of what they know. Why wouldn't you want to afford yourself that same opportunity?
Well, the interesting thing is I've heard people give a statement, right there at the scene. And 2 days later, like you said, the adrenaline goes down. They've had an opportunity to think about it, and they come back and they want to make another statement. And how many times have you seen in court when the prosecutor says, okay, on day one, at the time of the incident, you said this. 2 days later, you came back and you said this. Which version of the truth do you want us to believe?
Exactly. You can't undo those statements to the police. Don't make them without an attorney advising you first.
So to wrap up, we want to say get on and off the phone as quick as possible.
Correct.
When the police show up, make sure the firearm is not in your hand. Is that correct?
Unless you're holding someone at bay. The rules are different there. But as soon as the police officer comes out of that car and they've got their gun in their hands, you set your gun down on the ground because it's up to them to control the situation at that point.
Good point. Good point. We hope you've gotten some great tips about dealing with 911. And for more information on this and other things, please join us at our website, firearmslegal.com. If you like what you've seen here today and want more information like this, please hit the subscribe button.